I've nothing on my monitor now, you know that. But we're live, yeah? Live from Sydney Parade. You're just in time to see the first ball. Nick Stapleton gets us underway with a good ball, good line and length, just played out in the offside. Well, welcome to Sydney Parade this wonderful Saturday morning, slightly overcast. But we're underway in this League Cup encounter between the 11 of Pembroke.
Woo! That's troublesome.
Yeah. And the 11 of the Terenure Titans. Nick Stapleton has opened the bowling for Pembroke, having lost the toss and been put into field. This one flies down. Umpire Steve Wood just having a look at that. Opening the batting for Terenure today, Lynch and Vaughan. Sounds like a detective agency. And there he goes. Stapleton breaks through in the first over, and Pembroke are off to an ideal start as Terenure now 0 for 1. Well, that one was a super delivery. It came back in and took the leg stump, and you can see from the how far the umpire had to go. It hit it with some force. And that's the first wicket down in the first over. New batsman to the middle for Terenure, Shetty, D. Shetty. And Stapleton with the admirable figures of 1 for none of 4 balls. And what a start for Pembroke. And it's 2 in 2. Stapleton has 2 in 2. He's on a hat-trick. And what a start to this game, and what a start for Nick Stapleton and for Pembroke. Terenure, no runs on the board and 2 wickets down at this stage. It's their worst nightmare, but Pembroke's dream start. Batsman with the name of Ninja heading out to the middle. 161 on his back. And he'll be facing Nick Stapleton with a chance of a hat-trick in the very first over of this Leinster Senior Cup game. Hat-trick ball. Stapleton comes in. And this one flies through to the keeper. It wasn't far away, but what a start for Pembroke. So Stapleton again, and it's through the air, and it's flown down to third. Stapleton to Vaughan. And that's the third wicket. Stapleton has his third. He has 3 for none now. Another batsman trudging back. Vaughan comes back without scoring. Right on the middle. And we'll have to see how they give that out in the book. Because, while looking at the replay, I think it's LBW. Well, it's gone down in the book as caught behind. Morning, Graham.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Super.
Excellent. And another wicket falls. So what a start this is for Pembroke to their League Cup campaign. And believe it or believe it not, Stapleton is on another hat-trick. Well, he comes in, nice smooth run up. Oh, he's just let that hit him. Well, what a start for Stapleton. There's been 1 run off the bat. You did the fielding down here. Well, they're doing away with the third man, bringing him up to point. There are now 5 slips. My goodness, we haven't seen this for a while in Sydney Parade. The slips all lined up, ready to snare any chance that comes their way. As Stapleton comes in on his hat-trick ball, and he's hit him on the pads, and he's been given out, and that's a hat-trick. And my goodness, what an introduction to 50-over cricket for Nick Stapleton. He took a double wicket maiden in his first over, and now in his third, he's taken a hat-trick. First hat-trick in the club for quite a while. Morning, Nicky. Nicky Bell just turning up in time. And my goodness, what a start. Here we go. He comes in, and another one just on the stumps. His pad just right in front of middle. He didn't leave Steve Wood much of a chance, and there are 5 down with 3 runs on the board. Well, what a start for Pembroke. 4 for 1, Stapleton's figures now. 5 for 1. 5 for 1. My goodness. This time a big shout. The umpire says not out. Declan Ryan steadfast in his decision. And let's see if you can make... You are the umpire. It's certainly worth a shout. 4 slips in now for Pooh Sharma. And I wouldn't mind, but nothing has actually flown through the slips yet. Oh! And a first wicket for Pooh Sharma. And that's 6 down for Terenure. Well, one has to feel they're in with a chance of setting some unwanted records here today. Pooh Sharma finally getting on the board. He gets a wicket. Not quite.
Stapleton was 10 for a shot.
Yes. And another LBW. As I say, we'll have to have a word with Steve Wood later. Well, I think yes. I think if it had gone to DRS, he'd have gone a lot faster down the straight. No. Too many DRSs in the world. But yes, a 6 wicket down now. This is in the air. It beats the fielder. And it's going to run away to the fence. And that's the first boundary of the innings. Well, certainly not me. Oh, that's a glorious shot through the offside. That is shot of the day. 4 more runs onto the total, and that is a fabulous timed shot through the offside. And already that's making a change. That third slip coming out and second slip going a bit wider. And it was there outside off. Oh, and a beautiful held pose as the batsman just watched that one fly away to the boundary. Coach Mully doing the fielding. And what a morning's cricket we've seen so far. Oh, chance put down in the offside. He came out of slip just to go there. And this time it was 1 put down. So these two have put on 17, and that by far is the biggest partnership. Now, change of bowling at the nursery end. And it looks like it will be Barry McCarthy. There's the batting card, and that's not one that Terenure will look at with any pleasure at all. 6 ducks out of the first 8 batsmen. Some of them 2 first ballers, 3 first ballers. He needed 2 at least for the hat-trick that Stapleton took. And I suppose the other one is when he got himself to the double wicket maiden in the first over. So reminiscent of Steve McCarthy back in his day. And this time Barry McCarthy takes the wicket. It's chopped back onto his stumps by Assad, and that's the 7th wicket, falls with 27 on the board. And McCarthy back into the wicket takers. Gets one in his first over, and it was just chopped on. You see it here in all its glory. Couple of short balls, keeping the batsman on his back foot, and then he's just chopped it onto his own stumps. He'll be disgusted with that. He departs. And there's another wicket, caught behind. Stapleton picks up his 6th. Well, what can you say? 29 for 8 now. This one, this time. He had to play at it, and all he did was edge it through to Danny Hogan. Simplest of catches for the keeper. He was delighted. And Stapleton now has 6 for 8. It's in the air. It's just wide of Pooh Sharma, and it's going to race away to the boundary. And these tail enders obviously deciding that they might as well go for stuff. Here it is. He's just swung through the line of the ball and pushed it out to the long on boundary. And there it is. Stapleton picks up another. He's now on 7 for 8 in this, his 8th over. And my goodness, this is a tough day for Terenure. Here's the wicket now. He's bowled 3. He's got 3 LBWs, although one of them is down in the book as a caught behind, and we'll be checking that with the umpire. But he got that one just to move back in and take off stump. And that's 9 down with 35 on the board. But wow, what a start. Well, there's another one, and he's gone, and that's it. The innings is over. Terenure are out for 35 runs in less than 15 overs. And now Dale heading out. Well, that is an incredible innings. Just gently catching practice for Hogan. He picks up another. That's his 3rd in the book. His 3rd in the book, caught behind. But there's no doubt who the star of the show is. He ends up with 8 for 8 off 7.2. And Pooh took 1. And Barry McCarthy took 1. But that's the end of the Terenure innings, and Nick Stapleton, well, he gets applauded off by this good-sized crowd, and I'm glad so many people were here to watch this, and so many of you online as well, following us on the streaming. We hope you enjoyed that, albeit short innings, and Pembroke will require 36 for victory. Well, who'd have thought we'd be in the second innings at 1:30. Another one played through on the offside, and that's a cracking shot from Tucker. It's another one that's going to reach the boundary. That's his second boundary. And the score now, well, that's going to move on to 12, and we're a third of the way there already. Cracking shot from Tucker, not trying to overhit it, just playing it through the covers. Found the gap, found the rope. 4 runs. He moves on to 11 of the 12 scored, and Pembroke are a third of the way to their target. Thomas then, bowling from the St John's end, left arm over, and his first ball is carved away square on the offside. It's chased down to the boundary, and it will come up just in front side the rope. And they'll take a couple of runs there. Again, Tucker flowing with his batting so far. And that's it, and what a way to end it. 6 back to the clubhouse, back towards his teammates, and that's the end of the game. And that's a comprehensive 10-wicket win for Pembroke. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go and enjoy my lunch. Thank you very much for joining us. Niall will show you the players coming off the pitch, he'll show you the cards, and he'll show you how this game came to its conclusion. Well, we've covered an awful lot of games, Niall and I, in the last few years, and one has to say, that's possibly the quickest. And that was meant to be a 50-over game. So, the story of the game is Terenure, all out for 35. And Nick Stapleton with 8 for 8 off 7.2, including his first over a double-wicket maiden, and his third over contained a hat-trick. And he continues to pick up wickets, and he ended up with 8 for 8, and no doubt at all that he is the player of the match. Dermot Tucker has had a fine knock there. He scored 28 out of the 38 that Pembroke did manage. And JJ Garth providing support in that stand of 38 with a single. So well done to Pembroke. Tough luck on Terenure. They'll have to pick themselves up from that and go again. And it was great to see Barry McCarthy back out playing again. Another name for the starring list. So that's my time in the commentary box done for today. And thank you very much to the umpires, the two teams, and of course to Niall. I'll leave you with him and his graphics and talk to you soon. Thank you.